Welcome back to the Rap Cab. I'm your host, Trey the Topic. You already know what's going on today.
Yes, sir.
Hey, back at it again, bro. How you been, bro?
Hey, we've been chilling, you know? We in this bitch.
Man.
Damo in the building.
Hey.
You feel me? WAP gang.
WAP gang.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, so what does WAP gang mean? What is WAP?
WAP, that's like my gang, my affiliates, my family that we be running and making music and shit together. It's wild and peaceful, and it's really just one of those things where we all just love each other, but we also have love for this music shit. And there's duality in that shit though, where it's like sometimes you want to be the littest nigga in the room, sometimes you want to be the most chill and the most zen. So it's just kind of one of those things where I feel like we kind of want to embody that in a way. So that's really what it is, and we just do the shit for the love of the music, really. But we want to make it, we want to pop, we want to make sure that everybody here know who we are. So we gonna get there one step at a time though.
Yeah. And you got this Summer Nights coming out, right? 8/17.
Yes sir, yes sir.
So what has been different from this summer from like the last summer?
I mean, that's such a loaded question. I mean, there's a lot that's different, but it's weird because in a way, like, it's all kind of the same. Of course, there's the protests and the riots and little stuff like, I mean, well, not little, but like shit like that has really been the difference. But in the sense of just like operating on a day-to-day basis, it hasn't changed that much for at least me. Yeah. Just being a black dude from Kansas City, Missouri, that I feel like life is just survive, like to a certain extent it's just surviving and trying to thrive and make the right choices, figure out like, all right, am I going in the right direction? And sometimes you never know until you hit that like fork in the road, and then it's like, damn, like I went too far or something, So
what was that fork for you? Have you hit it, you think, yet?
I mean, to a certain extent, I feel like everybody's journey is different, so there's gonna be multiple forks and shit like that, and it just depends on what you consider to be adversity to you. But I feel like, my big moment was whenever, like, going through being homeless, like, the moment I decided, like, all right, like, I'm gonna rock with this shit. Like, I could have really, like, decided, like, all right, I'm gonna get a job and really, like, buckle down. Like, that was the thing, was I had a job before and I was buckled down and I was making this money, but I wasn't able to create. I wasn't able to like find time to make music or just poetry or anything that I was interested in at the time. So I ended up kind of putting money on the back burner for what I wanted, for what I would love to do. And once I started doing that, like at first it looked like everything was gonna go downhill, because literally I ended up having to move out of one friend's house into another friend's house. Then within a year, like I was like fully like homeless type shit. And so that was really the moment where I was living off love for a long time. Literally the streets that we're driving past right now, I was walking these streets, sleeping on these streets, like sleeping out of the back of my friends' cars and shit like that. So like it's one of those things where that's definitely was the fork for me. And it's something that being able to still live around here, I'm able to still like go through it mentally every day, like, and wake up and be like, damn, like now I got a car and shit, so it's like, yo, I used to be sleeping out of people's cars, and now it's like I got my own shit. Like it's just a little special, it's a special feeling, definitely. But it's just a matter of like, are you gonna keep going, or are you gonna feel complacent? And I definitely can't sit around and feel complacent. I'm not even close to where I want to be.
Man, that must take something, because you said you was being homeless, bro.
Yeah.
Shit. Like I mean, because it could be easy to fall in and just like give up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What made you want to keep going?
It was definitely like a love of the music. It was a passion and a belief in myself. Like in God, like really, like there was so many hard conversations that like literally we're about to pass my bro's house that I used to stay in his truck in the driveway, and literally it'd be cold ass nights, and literally I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, like if this ain't what I'm supposed to do, then like like just take me, like like, because I've obviously went too far. And then I would wake up the next morning and I'd still be here, and it was like, all right, we'll get to it then. Like, hey, apparently I'm going in the right direction. It's just hard to see right now. So, like, and that's a big thing. Like, anybody that's going through something, like, for real, that's real shit. Just stick to it, bro. If you really love something, if you really want that shit, you gotta stick to it. Nothing that is worth it is gonna come easy. That's true shit.
Because if it comes easy, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I had to learn, was like, yo, like, all right, is this shit really worth it to me? And it got to the point where there's enough hungry nights and enough nights where it was like, yo, I really don't know where the fuck I'm gonna be. You know, I don't know where I'm gonna sleep tonight, you know? And still through that shit, like, it felt like the music just pushed me through it. And it was just like, no, but this is what's gonna get you out, you know? And it was just like, even if, you know, like right now I'm not homeless, so but music still helped me get out of that situation in that way, because it was like, without it I wouldn't have found hope. I wouldn't have found no way to keep moving. I would have just sat there wherever the fuck I was, and y'all wouldn't, like, nobody would know where the fuck Damo was, you know?
Yeah.
So
was it your passion to make your own music that was getting you through, or was it like other people's music as well, like helping you out?
Nah, I mean, it wasn't my, like, it started off as me just loving music. Like, I didn't know that I wanted to do music. Like, I used to just dance, sing, whatever, to be on stage, or, like, you know, just get people's attention and shit like that. Yeah. I was always that kid that wanted to be, you know, like, I was in plays, all that type of shit growing up. Like, I didn't care. Like, some people thought that shit was corny growing up. I was like, fuck no. Like, yo, so you telling me that we gonna lock a bunch of people in a building and they're all gonna be watching me on stage? Yes, let's do this shit. Let's do this shit. I'm with it. So it's just kind of one of those things where I've always had a love for just performance and music in general. So, like, it's definitely like J. Cole definitely helped me through some shit. Like, you know, there's a lot of people, like, really, like, it's weird, like, I'm blinking right now, but because I've got, like, a really diverse, like, you know, music taste. I don't really sit on, like, I used to just be like the biggest Drake and Cole fan that you could find, and that was it, you know. But, like, I really diversified my taste a little bit, you know, over the last, like, 4 or 5 years. And I feel like it just makes it to the point where, I don't know, like, you just name somebody and I could probably, like, name a song that, like, has affected me by them, you know. So but, like, definitely Cole's got to be, like, my top, like, probably my top influence, if I had to name one that really got me through it. Like, it felt like he was talking to me sometimes, like, and it's just like, yo, keep going. And it's like, all right, cool, I got it.
Is there any particular track that Cole has? Because he has a long discography.
Oh, such a long discography.
What's your favorite project by him?
Oh, man, see, this is where we get, all right, so my favorite project, I don't want to, like, cop out and just go Forest Hills Drive, but it's like, that's kind of like the most complete one that he's got, you know, like, but I don't know, sentimental value wise, like, it's got to be between that and Born Center for me. I love Born Center and the fact that he just, after getting into the industry and having to play the you know, music industry games and shit like that, he decided, like, nah, fuck that. That's whenever he really started showing people, like, yo, I'm gonna do this a different way than the way that y'all used to it. Fuck the, you know, radio singles and shit like that. Like, yeah, he still had a couple on Born Center, but they were a little bit more organic than what came off a Sideline Story. So it was just like the workout and shit like that was, you know, songs that was like, yo, they were really good, but if you were like a true Cole fan, it kind of like took you back for a second whenever you first heard that shit. But it was like, Born Center was just like, it felt like he wanted to prove to niggas, like, nah, I can rap, bro. Like, did y'all forget? Like, you know, he's got songs like Let Nas Down where he literally talks about workout and how people were like, Nas didn't like the song and how that affected him and shit like that, where it was just like, yo, definitely. And I was graduating that year, so it was definitely a timestamp, and it was a moment in time for me.
Do you think that what's happening now is a moment or more of a movement?
I feel like it doesn't have to be a either or. I feel like that one is like, yeah, it's kind of both right now. Like, the way that the shit is moving is so wild, and like literally never seen no shit like this before, like, or at least never had to live through it. At least like me being 24,
yeah.
like, you know, like, so it's just one of those things where it, you know, I'm scared. I get scared sometimes about getting caught standing in place. You know, like, I don't want to get caught like not in action at the right time, you know, but it's like also at the same time you don't want to just fully just like, you know, divulge all your time to this and make yourself crazy to the point where it's like, yo, the world's about to end. It's a scary time, but it's like, it's definitely like a movement as long as you don't get caught, like, you know, just looking. You don't get caught watching. Exactly. That's the big thing, is like, yo, you gotta, it's a moment, but you gotta be a part of the movement, 100%.
Man, I've been telling my wife this for years. White people crazy, man. Like, cause I'm white, so I'm right. I don't even know that many white people, but what I see online, white people fucking crazy. I seen this one dude, he was in like a video game with a little kid, bro. He like painted his face black, and it was like this other one, he bought like a whole mask, like disguising himself as a black person to like say that black people still killing black people and shit. And I'm like, man, white people fucking crazy,
bro. It's crazy the amount of like, there's so much shit that's happening just for like the exhibition of it all. Like oh, like we're just gonna do this just to prove like, oh, like that we really stand with the shit. And it's like, low-key is still racist in this weird, like, you know, like guilt, like y'all are just guilty, you know, like some of the shit's just guilty. And it's okay to have like some type of white guilt, because it's like, yo, that's just real life, just what it is. It's like, yo, life is easier for y'all than for other people. Like, yo, it's okay to feel that guilt, but like to start playing it out on social media in these like ways where it's just like, oh yeah, like you see these white kids and it's like, yo, more power. Like every white kid that's got a platform that is doing something, like, yo, more power to you with that shit. But it just gets to a point where it starts feeling like people are just pandering, you know, like they're just doing it because, oh, that's what's in right now. Like, yo, if being a Nazi was in right now, they would be doing fucking Nazi TikTok videos, you know. So it's just one of those things where, you know, you got to take it with a grain of salt sometimes whenever these people are out here just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Like the crazy people in one way or another way, you know, like there's crazy people that, like you said, are doing negative ass shit, and then there's crazy people that think that they're doing the positive shit, but it's like you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. So definitely, bro. Yeah,
bro. I mean, hey, good thing we got music.
Good, like,
bring us all together somehow, you know.
And that's literally, I've been telling like, why we've been talking about that shit, and just about like how this time has been like really hard, but like at least being able to have each other and being able to make this music in the time period that we're in, it's just like, yo, like it's a special, you know, thing that we always gonna be able to remember. And it's like, even to the point like, yo, there's a like the little snippet of Riot that's been going around and stuff like that. Like that's a song that we made before the riot started. Like that's some, like, it was some surreal ass shit that was like, yo, like we have been talking, like, yo, we can feel the movement like about to happen, like something's about to happen, like we need to make music that like fits the movement, you know, like type shit. And then it was just like, yo, like I heard this beat and I was just like, yo, low-key I could spaz out on this shit, set up the hook and shit, and all of the game came through. Niggas laid that shit down and was just like, yo, this shit's lit. Like, but it wasn't no shit like it was forced. Like it was like, oh yeah, in the moment, because we're going through riots and shit, let's make a riot song. Like, no, it just happened.
You made it before anyway.
Yeah, so. Like, and then it just so happened that it was like, yo, the riot started, and it was like, damn, now it's like perfect timing for us to drop this shit. Like, so it's just kind of like, all right, well, it's about that time anyway.
Man, what timing, you know?
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Yeah, like that's the thing is with timing, you gotta believe in that shit. Like you gotta like just work with that shit. Like whenever you see something, you see an opportunity, you see something like that, like it's just like, all right, like there's no coincidences. There's not. I don't really believe in coincidences. So it's just one of those things where whenever something happens, if you can put all the pieces together and make it fit to say one thing, go with that shit. Go with that shit, because like, yo, your intuition be right most of the time. So it's just like, it'd be that one time that you don't follow your intuition, and then you got to start from square one again. So
man, I mean, yeah, bro, that's, you don't want to go backwards. Shit, fuck, what was I about to ask? It was was I forgot. I be forgetting shit, bro. I'm sorry.
Bro. Nah, it's like good, bro. Literally, I be rambling. You know, like we gonna get it figured.
Yeah. Hey, man, but Summer Nights, bro. Summer Nights, man, coming out 8/17,
yes,
man.
Sir.
So, is it done, or you still working on it?
Yeah, I mean, nah. By now it's done. Like, at first I was trying to get it out probably a little bit earlier, honestly. You know, than August 17th, but it's just one of those things where I wanted to make sure that it was complete. I wanted to make sure that I didn't half-ass it whenever it was out. Like, I didn't want to look back on it in a year and be like, damn, if I would have just, you know, took that extra month, like, it would have been, you know, like, fire, versus it just being like, yo, the fire music, but, like, the concept is kind of missing. I wanted to make sure that the concept meshes all the way fully in. And so it's like, yeah, like, the concept, like, Summer Nights, the whole idea about it, what I wanted to do was kind of bring a lot of the concept of like, yo, like what it is to live in Kansas City, you know, like, because Summer Nights like can be some of the best nights, but also sometimes it's some of the worst nights. Like, you know, like the next morning you never you wake up and you never know what you done lost or what you done gained. So it's one of those things where, but in Kansas City, every night's a summer night. Like, it can be the middle of the fucking winter, and then all of a sudden you wake up the next morning and it's like, yo, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, but also a whole club got a black-owned business club just got shot the fuck up right in front of it. 12 people hit and all this other shit. You know, so it's just like, wow, like we really don't get a break from this shit. Whereas like, yo, even in the good moments, you still have this duality of like what the city is, like even in the happy times. So it's just like, I really wanted to be able to kind of like show that from an aspect of like being a kid from Kansas City that's not like shoot 'em up, bang, bang, gang, gang, all that shit necessarily. But like, I got family, I got friends, I got like people like brothers and like people that I consider family that like are involved in this shit. You know, they are involved in the bullshit of Kansas City, and that maybe they got involved early and they didn't like see the bullshit in it or whatever. And it's like, but you don't realize that shit still affects you. Like, even if you aren't involved in it, it still affects you in some way. And so that's kind of what I wanted to be able to bring out of like the whole thing of like, yo, it's not necessarily like I'm talking tough or anything like that, but there comes times where it's like, yo, you're paranoid just because like, yo, you love the people that you hang around, but sometimes like, yo, somebody else in the city got a problem with so-and-so and they might handle it a different way than y'all would handle it. Yeah. So it's just one of those things where it makes you have to move a certain way. Like, it makes niggas that wouldn't carry guns or, you know, do shit like that be like, man, maybe I do need one, maybe I do need a strap, you know. So it's just shit like that where I wanted to like put it in front of people and like kind of like give it to people in this way where it's like, yo, like this is what it is. Like, you can kind of tell me if it's right, wrong, like if what I'm thinking is right, wrong, or whatever, but like this is just what it is for me.
Yeah, basically your experience, you know?
Yeah.
Is this from it?
Yeah. This is the first song. This is Summer Nights. Cigarette smoke, we in the building. Cigarette smoke, steady fucking up my vibe, and the smoke steady getting in my eye. Nigga just tryna ride, and this nigga on my side, the only thing that's down the right, only thing that's down the right. And that cigarette smoke steady fucking up the vibe, and the smoke steady getting in my eye. Nigga just tryna ride, and that nigga by my side, the only thing that's down the right, only thing that's down the right. A nigga gotta keep the ride, I keep it right here by my side, cause if them hoppin' niggas slide, then it's the day that they gon' die. I'll be slow in my replies, cause my mind preoccupied. I know that I could change your life, but I've been busy changing mine. Send a tingle down the spine, I do it without even trying. Never leave the pussy dry, and always get my niggas high. If we smoking while I ride, then I might make your ass drop, cause I ain't playing with your life. I'd rather have you play with mine, I'd rather have you play with my cigarette smoke steady, fucking up the vibe, and smoke steady getting in my eye. Nigga just tryna ride, and that Nina by my side, the only thing that's down the right, only thing that's down the right. Cigarette smoke steady, fucking up the vibe, and the smoke steady getting in my eye. Nigga just tryna ride, and that Nina by my side, the only thing that's down the right, only thing that's down the right, only thing that's down the right. That's cigarette smoke right there.
Cigarette smoke. Hey, summer nights.
Summer nights.
Summer nights.
Summer nights.
8/17.
Y'all not ready for it. On these summer nights, summer nights, gonna get you something nice, nigga. Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate that little snippet, bro.
Yeah, nah, you know, gotta show some love, gotta give you the exclusives.
Exclusives.
You know what I'm saying?
Big facts. But hey, I appreciate you coming on today, bro.
Hey, bro. All love, bro. Every time,
For real, bro.
Always love it. Hey, it's a beautiful day in Kansas City, Missouri.
Shut the fuck up.
I ain't hear none of Missouri. Yeah. Damo, holla, hey. On these summer nights, got a couple dollars, get you something nice. Summer nights, I ain't tryna fight, Brody, keep the pipe. Summer nights, red and blue lights, every other night. Summer nights, yeah, holla, hey. I got a wild imagination, mind be racing. All this money that I'm chasing, steady pacing. All these chances that I'm taking, I know I'll make it. Probably leave your girl naked, legs shaking. Only fuck with blue faces, I guess I'm racist. Niggas dangerous, friends are high in low places. Goodness gracious, I'm ill and the flow contagious. Birds in the trap sing when I open cages. This case closed, bodies drop like the shell cases. I'm the most hated, you niggas just outdated. Worried about cloud chasing and leaving without paper. I just fuck a lot, I wouldn't say that I'm a player. These niggas is informers, better yet investigators. Haven't seen my nigga informers cause investigators throwing food into the swamp like I investigators. But I gotta leave something to talk about later. Hold up, summer nights, got a couple dollars, get you something nice. Hey, only summer nights, I ain't tryna fight, bro, to keep the pipe. Whoa, only summer nights, red and blue lights every other night. Yeah, only summer nights, yeah, fuck the price, tell me what's your vice. Yeah, what's your vice, only summer nights,